Have you ever wondered why people fall in love with you? Why certain people seem drawn to you so deeply, almost irresistibly? Is it really about your looks, your charm, or your personality? Or could there be something much deeper happening beneath the surface? Carl Jung, one of the most influential psychologists of the 20th century, believed that love is never random. According to him, people fall in love with you for two profound reasons, and both are rooted in the deepest layers of the human psyche. In this video, we're going to explore Jung's fascinating ideas on love, projection, the anima and animus, and why people are magnetically pulled toward you, not necessarily for who you are on the surface, but for what you represent in their inner world. We'll go beneath the surface of romantic attraction and uncover the two hidden reasons someone truly falls in love with you, reasons that have nothing to do with appearances, and everything to do with the architecture of the unconscious mind. All right, let's begin. We tend to think of love as this magical, unpredictable spark, something that just happens. But Jung didn't see it that way. He believed that even the most sudden, passionate attraction follows a kind of deeper order. It's not random. There's an inner logic to who we're drawn to, a logic shaped not by coincidence, but by the unconscious mind. That instant connection you feel. It's rarely spontaneous. It's the visible result of invisible forces, your inner patterns, old emotions, and unmet needs, quietly shaping the kind of people you notice, and the ones who notice you. Behind every spark of attraction is a hidden design. Jung called this the architecture of the psyche, a kind of psychological blueprint that guides us toward some people and away from others. And this is where Jung introduces one of his most powerful ideas, projection. Each of us carries hidden images within ourselves, fragments of who we are, who we used to be, or who we long to become. These images often lie deep in our unconscious. They're the parts of ourselves we've denied, repressed, or forgotten. But they never really disappear. They wait. And they speak to us through other people. When we meet someone who mirrors these inner fragments, we feel an instant attraction, a mysterious pull that feels magical. But here's the truth. It's not really them we're seeing. It's us. It's a reflection of something buried inside, something our psyche is longing to recognize. Imagine someone who's spent their whole life being cautious, reserved, maybe even emotionally closed off. Then one day they meet someone who's open, expressive, and free-spirited. They're captivated. They might even say, "I don't know what it is about this person, but I can't stop thinking about them." That feeling is more than simple admiration. It's resonance. That bold person embodies something the cautious one has buried inside. It's a potential that's been sleeping, waiting to be awakened. And this is the first profound reason people fall in love with you. You represent something they lack. This doesn't just mean opposites attract, it means that opposites reveal what's missing. A logical, analytical person might fall for someone emotional and spontaneous. An introvert might be drawn to an extrovert. A perfectionist might admire someone who lives freely without overthinking, but this admiration can easily slip into dependency. If someone doesn't realize that what they love in you is something they could nurture within themselves, they may start to cling to you, not out of genuine love, but out of unconscious need. And when that need changes, or when your humanity breaks the illusion, they may start to pull away. That's the danger of projection. It can create a beautiful illusion of connection, but one that rarely survives contact with reality. When the illusion fades, the love built on it often begins to collapse. But Jung didn't stop at projection. He went even deeper with one of his most famous and profound concepts, the anima and animus. According to Jung, every man carries within him an unconscious image of the feminine, his anima. Every woman carries within her an unconscious image of the masculine, her animus. These inner figures aren't random. They're shaped by our earliest relationships, especially with our parents, and also by cultural symbols of masculinity and femininity that surround us. Over time, these inner images take root in the psyche. They become emotional blueprints that influence who we're drawn to and why. And one day, you meet someone who seems to fit that inner image perfectly. Suddenly, everything clicks. The attraction is overwhelming, intense, even spiritual. You might think, I've known this person all my life, or it feels like destiny. It feels like soul recognition. But Jung would say, be careful. What you're experiencing isn't necessarily fate, it's your psyche recognizing itself. You've met someone who mirrors your inner design. And that brings us to the second profound reason people fall in love with you. You awaken a powerful unconscious image they've carried within. You resemble something deep inside them, not necessarily in appearance, but in essence. You activate a psychological pattern that has been waiting, sometimes for years, to be expressed. That's why the connection feels instant, why it feels so intense, so familiar, and so irrational. It's not about you personally, it's about the symbol you've become in their inner world. But here's where things get complicated. When someone falls in love with a projection, an inner image, they're not really seeing you. They're seeing their fantasy of you. You become the canvas on which they paint the story of who they believe you are. And as the real you begins to show up, your flaws, your contradictions, your humanity, the fantasy starts to crumble. What once felt divine begins to feel disappointing. What once seemed effortless suddenly feels complicated. Conflicts appear, disillusionment sets in, and soon the relationship built on illusion starts to fall apart. This is why so many relationships that begin with passion and intensity end in confusion and heartbreak. They weren't built on mutual understanding, they were built on unconscious projection. The mind was never really in love with you. It was in love with what you represented. But here's the fascinating part. Jung didn't see this as a failure. Not at all. He believed that projection, and the heartbreak it sometimes causes, is a necessary part of growth. Love to Jung wasn't just an emotional experience. It was a transformational tool. Every person you fall in love with serves as a mirror. Some reflect your hidden potential. Others show you your fears. Some awaken creativity, while others stir up insecurity. But each one serves the same purpose, to help you grow toward wholeness. When someone falls in love with you, they might think they're seeing something magical in you. But what they're really seeing is what's awakening inside them. You're not just a person to them, you're a symbol. A catalyst, a mirror that stirs their unconscious and invites them into deeper self-discovery. And the same is true for you. The people you fall in love with, especially those who shake you to your core, are never random. They're carriers of meaning. They're catalysts for your evolution. Some people come to awaken what's dormant in you. Others come to challenge what you've been avoiding. Some arrive to break your heart wide open, because that's what it takes to make you whole. To Jung, these encounters weren't coincidences. He called them synchronistic events, meaningful connections that appear random yet feel destined. When someone enters your life at the exact moment you're ready to change, that's not luck, it's alignment. It's your unconscious and theirs meeting halfway, even the painful ones, even the ones that end, especially those, because every encounter, every heartbreak, every spark, every loss is part of your psychological evolution. So why do people fall in love with you? Because you either reflect something they desperately need, or you awaken something they've long forgotten. And in both cases, the love isn't really about you. It's about the self trying to evolve. So when someone falls deeply for you, it's not just about how you look, or how you speak, or even how kind you are. It's about what you represent to their psyche, what you awaken in their unconscious world. And the same is true for you. Think about the people who've captured your heart, especially those who've left a lasting mark. Chances are they didn't just attract you because of their outer qualities, but because, at some deep level, they mirrored something inside you that was missing, hidden, or undeveloped. You might have fallen for someone strong because you needed to find your own strength. You might have fallen for someone emotionally expressive because your own emotions were repressed. You might have loved someone mysterious because they represented the unknown parts of your soul. In each case, love becomes the psyche's way of pointing you toward growth. The people you're drawn to and the people drawn to you aren't random. They're messages in human form, And when you really understand that, you start to see that love isn't just about relationships. It's about awakening. Jung believed that love is one of the most powerful mirrors of the self. Every attraction, every heartbreak, every obsession reveals something about your inner world. Through love, we meet the parts of ourselves that we couldn't face alone. But here's the catch. Most people never realize this. They stay trapped in patterns, falling for the same kinds of people, replaying the same stories, repeating the same heartbreaks, thinking they're just unlucky in love. But Jung would say, it's not bad luck. It's the unconscious trying to teach you something you haven't yet learned. If you don't bring awareness to your inner patterns, you'll keep projecting them onto others. You'll keep falling in love with the same type of person, the one who perfectly fits your inner image, and you'll keep getting the same result. That's because your psyche is trying to evolve. It wants you to integrate the qualities you keep projecting onto others, to stop searching for them out there and start developing them in here. And that, Jung said, is how we begin the process of individuation, the journey of becoming whole. Love is one of the fastest, most painful, and most profound paths to individuation. Because in love, all the hidden parts of yourself come to the surface. The parts you've denied, the parts you've idealized, the parts you've never even met. When you fall in love, you open a door to your own unconscious. You meet your light, your beauty, your creativity, your capacity for connection. But you also meet your shadow, your fears, your insecurities, your control, your wounds. And that's why love can feel so overwhelming. It's not just two people coming together, it's two psyches colliding, two entire inner worlds trying to find balance. Jung often said that love begins as projection, but if we're conscious enough, it can evolve into something real. In the beginning, we see our fantasies. We fall for an image, a reflection of what we've been missing. But when that image fades, we're left with a choice. Do we run and chase another illusion, or do we stay and learn who this person, and we, truly are? That's the moment when love transforms. When projection ends, real intimacy begins, because now you're not in love with a symbol, you're in love with a human being. Someone complex, someone flawed, someone real, and that's when you start to grow together instead of apart. So, what does this mean for you? For the way people fall in love with you and the way you fall in love with them. It means that when someone is drawn to you, it might not be just your smile, or your humor, or your kindness. It might be the part of themselves that they've lost, and you remind them of it. It means when you're drawn to someone, you might be seeing a reflection of your own dormant potential, your unexpressed creativity, your freedom, your power, or your tenderness. That's why some connections feel so magnetic. They're not about logic. They're about energy, about the unconscious recognizing itself. And even when those relationships don't last, they leave something behind. A shift, a lesson, a new level of awareness. Jung believed that every meaningful relationship is synchronistic, not random, but timed. When you meet someone at the exact moment you're ready to grow, it's not coincidence. It's your inner world aligning with the outer one. It's your psyche saying, you're ready to see this now. So even the painful relationships, the ones that break your heart, are part of your evolution. Because heartbreak, when understood, isn't punishment. It's transformation. When you truly love, something in you awakens. You become more aware, more alive, more conscious. And when that love ends, it doesn't mean it failed. It means its purpose was fulfilled. It helped you see something you needed to see. It revealed a part of yourself that had been hidden in the dark. And if you pay attention to those moments, if you reflect on what they've shown you, then love becomes more than an experience. It becomes a teacher. So, why do people fall in love with you? Because you either reflect something they desperately need to find, or you awaken something they've forgotten exists. You are not just a person in their story. You are a symbol, a mirror, a psychological turning point, and the same is true for you. The people you love are mirrors for your own becoming. When you finally understand this, love stops being about completing each other. It becomes about awakening each other, and that's when love turns real. It's no longer based on fantasy or fear or projection. It's grounded in awareness. It's not about control, it's about connection. It's not about escaping loneliness, it's about embracing wholeness. In the end, the deepest kind of love isn't about finding your other half. It's about discovering that you were never half to begin with. You don't fall in love to be completed. You fall in love to remember your completeness, because love, in Jung's view, isn't the end of the journey. It's the path itself, leading you back to who you truly are. So the next time someone falls in love with you, or you feel that powerful, unexplainable pull toward another, pause for a moment. Ask yourself, what part of my soul is waking up right now? What is this person showing me about myself? Because once you see that clearly, love becomes something sacred. Not something that just happens to you, but something that helps you evolve. And that's the ultimate message Jung left us with. Every love story is a mirror. Every connection, a lesson. Every heartbreak, a doorway back to the self. So when love arrives, welcome it. When it fades, learn from it. And through it all, never forget, love is not the destination. It's the soul's most beautiful way of finding home within itself. If this message resonated with you, share it with someone who might need to hear it today. And don't forget to subscribe to Mental Dose for more deep, reflective content on psychology, relationships, and the inner world. Because understanding love, truly understanding it, begins not with finding another person, but with understanding yourself